Hello everyone. Today we will discuss chapter number 5 of class 9, that is the fundamental unit of life, cell. Now a question comes into our mind that what are the living beings made up of? Our earth is inhabited by different kinds of living organisms who look very different from each other. These living organisms are archaebacteria, eubacteria, protista, fungi, plants, and animals. The bodies of living organisms are made up of microscopic units called cells. The cell is the basic structural and functional unit of living organisms. So we will say that the living beings made up of cells. All cells, whether they exist as one-celled organism, that is unicellular organism, or as a part of multicellular organisms, are capable of carrying out certain basic functions such as nutrition, respiration, growth, and reproduction. These functions are essential for the survival of the cells. Now, what is the difference between unicellular and multicellular organisms? First, an unicellular organism represented by a single cell. A multicellular organism consists of large number of cells. Second point is all activities are performed by a single cell in unicellular organism. A single cell performs one or few activities in multicellular organism. Reproduction consumes a single cell in unicellular organism, whereas only some cells of the body called germ cells takes part in reproduction. Other cells remain intact in multicellular organisms. The lifespan of an individual is short in unicellular organisms. The lifespan of an individual is long in multicellular organisms. Now, who discovers cell or discovery of cell? While studying a thin slice of cork, Robert Hooke saw that the cork resembled the structure of honeycomb consisting of many little compartments. Now, what is cork? Cork is a substance which is obtained from the bark of a tree. This was in the year 1665 when Hooke made this chance discovery through a self-designed microscope. Robert Hooke called these boxes cells. Cell in Latin means little room. Robert Hooke's discovery was important because it indicated for the first time that living organisms consisted of a number of smaller structures or units. Now, what is cell theory? Cells were discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. He observed the cells in a cork slice with the help of a primitive microscope. In 1674, Anton von Leeuwenhoek, a Dutch microscopist, made an improved microscope, and using this microscope, he discovered the free living cell in pond water for the first time. It was Robert Brown in 1831 who discovered the nucleus in the cell. Next, Purkinje in 1839 coined the term protoplasm for the fluid substance of the cell. The cell theory that all the plants and animals are composed of cells and that the cell is the basic unit of life was presented by two biologists, that is Childen and Swan. The cell theory was further expanded by Virtue in 1855 by suggesting that all cells arise from pre-existing cells. Next, what is prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells? All living organisms present on Earth can be classified into following two types. First, non-cellular organisms. Second, cellular organisms. We will start with non-cellular organisms. Non-cellular organisms that do not contain any cell in their body organization. Example, viruses. Viruses lack any membrane and hence do not show characteristics of life until they enter a living body to use its cell machinery to reproduce. Second one is cellular organisms that contain either one or many cells in their bodies, example bacteria, plant and animals. Now cellular organisms are again divided into following two main types. One is prokaryotes and another one is eukaryotes. Prokaryotes. These organisms have primitive and incomplete cells. They have all three basic structures of a typical cell but lack nuclear membranes around their genetic substance. And genetic substance is DNA. And the full form of DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. Nuclear material of a prokaryotic cell consists of a single chromosome which is in direct contact with cytoplasm. In a prokaryotic cell, other membrane-bound organelles such as mitochondria, plastids, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus are also absent. As you see in the diagram, there is no mitochondria, no nucleus, no endoplasmic reticulum, no Golgi apparatus is there in prokaryotes. The prokaryotes include archaebacteria, bacteria, and cyanobacteria. P is eukaryotes. These have advanced and complete cells. These cells contain membrane-bound nuclei and other cellular organelles and are called eukaryotic cells. Such cells are found in unicellular and multicellular plants and animals and contain plasma membrane, nucleus, DNA, and cytoplasm with ribosome and cellular organelles such as mitochondria. In eukaryotes, all the membrane-bound structures are present like mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, plastids, etc. Now, what is the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells? Prokaryotic cell, the size of a cell is generally small. In eukaryotic cell, the size of a cell is generally large. Nucleus is absent in prokaryotic cell. Nucleus is present in eukaryotic cell. It contains single chromosome in prokaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cells contains more than one chromosome. Nucleolus is absent in prokaryotic cell. Nucleolus is present in eukaryotic cell. Membrane-bound organelles are absent in prokaryotic cell. Membrane-bound organelles such as mitochondria, plastids, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, etc. are present in eukaryotic cell. Cell division takes place by fission or budding in prokaryotic cell. Cell divisions occur by mitotic or meiotic cell division in eukaryotic cell. Now, what is the shape of cell? The basic shape of eukaryotic cell is spherical, but the shape of cell is ultimately determined by the specific function of the cell. Thus, the shape of the cell may be variable, that is, frequently changing its shape, or fixed. Variable or irregular shape occurs in amoeba and white blood cells or leukocytes. Fixed shape of cell occurs in most of the plants and animals. Cells may have diverse shapes such as polyhedral, that is with 8, 12 or 14 sides. Next, spherical, example is eggs of many animals. Next is spindle shape, example is smooth muscle fibers. Next is elongated, example nerve cells, etc. and so on. You have seen the different shapes of cell in the diagram also. Next is, what is the size of cell? Some plants and animals are visible by naked eyes. Most cells, however, are visible only with a microscope, since they are only a few micrometers in diameter. Now, what does it mean of micrometer? A micrometer is 1,000th of a millimeter. The size of cells varies from the very small cells of bacteria, that is 0.2 to 5 micrometer, to the very large eggs of the ostrich, that is 18 centimeter. Some nerve cells of human beings have a meter-long tail or axon. The prokaryotic cells usually range between 1 to 10 micrometer, and the eukaryotic cells are typically larger, mostly ranging between 10 to 100 micrometer. Thank you.